Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth.
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 114. I'm your host, Tyler, joined as always by, well, our co-host this week, my co-host. The other co-host is on vacation for a couple weeks, so hi Graham, I know you're watching right now, but have fun with your family and everything and keep us updated on everything that's going on. But joining us this week is Steven. How are you?
I'm doing well. Played some games this week, some more Octopath, and then Madden 18. That tournament is going on. But that was all I've got to play. I didn't play too much. Other than that, I'm just trying to stay cool because it's been a little warm. So
yeah, it's been hot here too, especially today. Today it just ramped up quite a bit. So that's no fun. And turning the air conditioner off to do the show here, that's even more fun and all that. So, but yeah, I've had an up and down week. Work wasn't the most exciting thing I've ever encountered, and I got to see stupidity in action quite a bit this week, so that was fun. And to top all that off, I really wanted to play Madden, Steven. Not 18, but 19. And there's a problem with Madden 19 right now because it got dropped into the trial on EA Access for Xbox One owners on Wednesday. Is that right? And
yes.
I have EA Access. And you get a 10-hour trial. Steven, guess how many hours I have left?
10 hours.
I have 10 hours left. You know why that is?
Yeah, because someone messed up somewhere.
Yeah. So I go into the game, it loads, and then it says, oh, you need an EA Access subscription to play this. And it's not just me. There are a lot of people having this issue. And Xbox Support posted about it on Thursday, I think it was. And EA Access posted something about it on Twitter once. They each posted one time and then have been totally silent about it since. So either they have no idea what's wrong or they just don't care. I tend to think it's more the first one. They have no idea what's happening with this. And now I think they're starting to venture into the second one because the Hall of Fame edition's out in just a couple of days. So they'll just kind of ride the storm out and whatever. But it sucks because I wanted to have, some YouTube videos up for the community from Madden 19, some other stuff, and do some streaming over the weekend with it through that trial. But it looks like that is not going to be what happens. So that's unfortunate. But other than that, though, it's been just peachy. But I have enjoyed watching the tournament that we're having right now, the Madden 18 tournament. Steven, you had a good run in that.
Yeah, I made it to the semifinals and then got eliminated last night.
Yeah.
What can you do?
No.
I didn't expect it to make it anywhere near that.
Well,
so
you put up a big upset in the quarterfinals, and you were not expecting to be playing past that point.
I was not.
And you put together a good game plan, and you won, on the scoreboard pretty handily, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't give up a touchdown that game, which surprised me.
What was it, 17-3?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
17 or 14-3. No, I think it was 2 touchdowns. I think it was 17-3.
Yeah, I think it was. And you did a great job. Like the guy you were playing, good player. Dylan, he's part of our community, and really good Madden player. But you frustrated him pretty good. Like you would not let him have the ball really, and then he started forcing some stuff later, and you got a couple picks and. Yeah, took control of the clock and the field and all that stuff and kind of found your way to a victory. But that was still, you were still a little nervous, I think, even in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
So,
yes, I was.
But you got that last pick that kind of sealed the deal. So, no, it's been fun, though. And there have been a lot of really good games, and people have been streaming them. So we've been able to watch all that. Whenever I've been around and somebody plays, I put that on. But that's been a lot of fun. So, if you enjoy that tournament, playing in it, we love putting it on for you, and we'll have our championship here hopefully tomorrow. And we look forward to doing a lot more stuff like that. So if you're out there listening and you haven't joined the community yet and you want to take part in stuff like that, come join us. You can do that a few different ways. You can go on over to Facebook and look up the Gaming Hub forums there. That's our forum where we kind of post everything. You can join that. And when you're there, you can get a link to our Discord, which is where we do a lot of communication now. And actually in Madden, we've had a ton of communication through that, which is awesome. That channel there has been really, really active. So appreciate that, everybody. But you can get the link to Discord through Facebook. You can also get it through Twitch. And on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/TXH Gaming Hub, or just look up TXH Gaming Hub on the Twitch app. And make sure you hit follow. And right below the screen where you'll see all of the video are a bunch of different buttons, links to hit for Facebook, Discord, etc., etc., etc. And you can click on Discord there to take part as well. And if you like what we do on the show and want to help support us, you can do that a couple different ways. So Twitch, you can subscribe to us. There's a couple different ways to do that. So you can subscribe for as little as $5 a month. Or if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd be hugely appreciative. Help support us and the community, do some cool giveaways, and put on some cool events. Otherwise, we have a Patreon page. You can head over to patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $2 a month, you can get exclusive content and helps, or timed exclusive content, I should say, and help support the community. If you're in the $5 up levels, you're entered for a monthly giveaway of a $60 game that we'll be doing starting this month. So either next week or the week after, we'll have that giveaway for our patrons at the $5 and up level. So if you want to be entered for the first one, get in now and get that $5 up level to be entered for that giveaway. If you're at 10 or 15, you get t-shirts and mugs and all that good stuff mailed right to your house. So if you'd like to support us, those are a couple different ways to do so. And last thing I'll say before we get into the show is for all the latest in the gaming news from the world of Xbox, head over to the xboxhub.com and check that out. They also have a sister site called theswitchhub.com, and we're the official podcast of the xboxhub.com. So, and I'll be writing a review for Madden 19 for that site here in the next week. All right. Anything else, Steven? Oh, Minecraft. Talk about Minecraft, Steven.
Yeah, we're getting some good activity there. I think we have like around 20 people in the realm.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't jumped in Minecraft in a little bit.
I know, I haven't either.
I've been busy, but the last time I was there, I saw some really good stuff from the community. I'm excited to see that, like, what you guys can build. And yeah, I think if we keep seeing some active stuff, we might look into doing different skins or different themed Minecraft worlds based on like the calendar. So
especially now,
October.
As we start heading into the fun seasons, October with Halloween, and then the holidays for Christmas. And let's not get Steven started on his Christmas songs yet. Steven, there's a moratorium on that until after Thanksgiving.
No.
Yes.
No, it starts November 1st.
No.
Maybe even Halloween. Thanksgiving doesn't exist. Okay, Christmas starts the day after Halloween.
Okay. If you're in the retail world, it does. If you're in the retail world, it starts like the day after the 4th of July.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's awesome. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Minecraft player, but I do like just popping in there, seeing what everybody's done. And there's some of you guys have like awesome imaginations and you do some really cool stuff there. Yeah, I think Graham's still working on his Bridge to Nowhere in the game. Yeah, so Graham, you have time off. You can finish that now. But yeah, that's really cool. So that is completely free, by the way. Just head in. We have registration forms on Facebook and Discord. Fill that out and we'll get you the code to join the realm. So, all right. Anything else, Steven, before we head into news for the week?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool. So
in the news,
not a whole lot in news this week. So we're going to do it a little bit differently. So we're not going to list off things like, like last week we talked betas for Call of Duty and stuff like that. This week, a few stories caught our eye that we're like, it either made us laugh or shake our head or something, and just made us really say, we really want to talk about this. So I want to start with this because I love Madden, and the mode I play Madden the most is Ultimate Team. And Ultimate Team can be a money trap for people if you're not paying attention, right? Because you can easily spend $5, $10, $15 at a time, and that doesn't seem like a lot. And then all of a sudden, you can't pay rent or something. And yeah, it can turn into that. But we read an article that talked about this guy who plays FIFA and plays FUT, which is the soccer version of Ultimate Team, the FIFA version of it. Over the course of 2 years, he spent $14,000 on FIFA Ultimate Team. There are people that honestly don't earn that much money in a year. Like working full time, they don't. Can you imagine, Steven? Like he said too that he didn't realize he'd spent that much, because if you contact them, they like have to give you a statement of everything you spent. So he did that, and he learned he spent over $14,000 in 2 years. Imagine looking at that paper, Steven. What would you do if that was you?
Well, it wouldn't be me, because I'm one of those people that are really close to only earning $14,000 in a year.
Right.
But I get it. It's easy to drop $100 every paycheck or whatever, or every week or every night even, because it adds up. You had like $10, $10. Next thing you know, you spend $100. I got, back when I played Smite, I had a lot of disposable income because I had like no bills. Yeah. And Smite had like every other game, you could buy gems, and then gems you could use to buy like the skins and the like voices for the characters. Mm-hmm. And then also like the narrator or whatever you want to call it. I forget what it's actually called in Smite, but the guy that like says like insta kill or triple kill or that stuff. Yep. And I think I probably spent like $600-700 over the course of like 6 months doing it. So I can see where in Ultimate Team, where it's really fun to open packs and try for the best player, and you don't get it, and that sucks. So you want to like open more. I get how you could spend a lot of money doing that. Because I think in baseball this past year, I bought like the 20 pack thing box, because they didn't actually have that many. I must say, like, the show did not do packs. Like the special packs.
No, the special theme packs, they had them for the previous year. They had like spring training themed ones on day one. And those had some really good stuff in them.
But they didn't do it this year, and I got the 20 pack, and I got like no good players. I may have hit like one gold player, and that kind of made me mad. And I stopped spending money after that, because I'm like, well, if I'm not getting anything, why am I spending money? But when you have, and I think Ultimate EA is really good about this, is they know just how many drops to give you to make you want to spend more money. Mm-hmm. Because they know that, like, all right, I gotta, they'll drop a few golds in the packs or whatever, and then all of a sudden you'll hit a pack with like 2 or 3 elites, and then you're like, well, I'm on a hot streak. It's like gambling, to be honest with you. And I understand why there are countries that are suing or whatever to classify this as gambling, like loot boxes. Because this is kind of like gambling.
A little bit. But I think also you see the videos on YouTube, and I actually watched one this morning where this guy, because some people, like I said, have access to Madden 19 already. And I think it was one of like the Game Changer people or whatever. So he had an early version of the game anyway.
Sure.
But he's opening packs, and he opened a gold pack. I watched a video of it, and in the same gold pack, he pulled an 83 overall and what was it, an 88 or 89 overall in the same pack. And for like week 1 of Madden, that's phenomenal. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. The top player in Madden at launch, I think, is 92 overall. So for Ultimate Team. So like that pack is absolutely great. And of course it goes to like one of the very best players, because he needs that. But I think that's what people see too. They see that and then they're like, oh, if I just buy like one more, I might get that one, that has that, 2 guys in the mid to high 80s, and then my team will be totally different and so much better. And all this stuff. And so it's like one more pack. And I'll be honest, like I have $100 set to the side already to do pack openings for our community on Twitch on Tuesday, it appears to be, when the game is finally in my hands. I was going to do it this weekend, but that I've got it there, and I've done it for Madden 15. I was borderline out of control. I can admit that now. I probably spent north of like $800 or $900 on Ultimate Team.
Dang.
I know. So, yeah, I can admit that. Now, I don't do that anymore at all. Now I might spend like $250, maybe $300 in a year. But when I do that this year, will be more because of streaming and stuff like that. You know, doing that. So at least I have an excuse now, right? But,
Sure.
So it's all for the community.
It really makes it more impressive, like for the people that grind it out to get these good teams without spending money, because it takes them hours and hours and hours of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really liked what Madden did last year with Twitch Prime, where you got like an 85 every week, and then you could make him a 90 like two, every with the Twitch Prime tokens. So like they gave you some good cards for free as well, on top of just being able to buy it. And I like that because, well, then you don't have to buy all your cards, and it makes you want to keep playing.
Didn't the cards get a little better as the year went on, I think, or something like that? Or you had to hit those milestones or whatever with them. Something, I don't know.
The Twitch Prime were like always 85, and then if you use the tokens, they became 92s. But there were the like the legends that dropped on like Sunday, and then you had to get like 6,000 yards rushing and 80 touchdowns to unlock the 90 overall player.
Sure.
And those players were like 75.
Mm-hmm.
But I never did that because I didn't play Madden that much. But I'm sure there were people that did. Some of them were hard, but.
So last thing I want to talk about here is we hear all this backlash against microtransactions for Battlefront 2, right, and games like that, and Overwatch has gotten some heat for it, all that type of stuff, right? But you never really hear about Ultimate Team. Are they kind of grandfathered in because they've been doing it for so long, or is it just seen as a little different?
I think it's different, to be honest.
I do too.
Because it actually affects your team, like how you play, like the players' cards and the skill level of it. Whereas like the Battlefront were all like, they were skins mostly, or at least Overwatch for sure is skins.
Yeah.
And, or just, you had to spend ridiculous amounts of time to unlock like the characters. And that felt like cheating when you don't unlock Darth Vader without putting 40 hours in or spending $20.
Yes, I agree. And that's why I think it's different.
Yeah, and like Ultimate Team is like its own mode. So you can play Be a Pro, GM Connected, Online Versus, or even like Mutt Draft, which you don't have to build your team. You can just draft a team and you kind of get a different team every game, and it's kind of the variety's there. I think it's different in that way. Because you don't need to play Ultimate Team to get like the full experience in Madden, FIFA, hockey, whatever sport you're playing.
Sure. And you kind of just said exactly where I was going to go with that. And you can you buy Battlefront 2, everybody's kind of playing the same things, right? It's not, you can do one thing and I know there's a campaign, but who the hell bought that game just for the campaign other than Graham? But he didn't buy it just for that. That's just all he enjoyed. So anyway, but in the sports games, like, you don't have to play Ultimate Team. You can buy the game and have a great time with it all year without ever even creating an Ultimate Team. So I think it's an optional mode for people. And if you choose to play it, you kind of know what the game is, right? Like, some people are going to spend thousands of dollars and have a super amazing team. Now, we had a member in our community who you beat last week, Steve, in the tournament, but he built an Ultimate Team in the 90s last year without spending anything. And he did it, but I asked him then, how many hours did you put into the game? And he replied with, well, it's better measured in days. So I said, okay, well, how many? And I think it was like 47 or 48 days.
Yep.
It was literally like a month and a half of his life was playing Madden 18. And that's how he got there. So it literally does take that long, but you kind of know that going in, don't you? Like, I know that that's what it is.
Yeah, and I understand the complaints if it was like across all modes.
Yes.
And this is what got MLB in trouble was when they had like you could buy your way out of injuries in MLB in Road to the Show.
Yep.
And they had like microtransactions in Road to the Show, and they still kind of did a little bit with like the equipment. Because you could unlock those through like the packs or whatever, and then you could use them in Road to the Show.
Sure.
And so when the microtransactions seep into other things, I think is where the issues are. But it's just locked in one mode in the EA games, and I think you can't be too hard on them for that. Like you can get a good full experience without playing the Ultimate Teams. I mean, I've been playing FIFA 17 since like it came out, and I've only played like franchise mode because I just like playing like single player against the computer or whatever. And I probably put like 20 days into it. Actually, I know I have just that over the course of 2 years without touching Ultimate Team. So
yeah. So, and we have people in chat right now saying that, you know, they're one of the people who's disgusted by the Ultimate Team business practice. And I get it. I understand. But it's still people's choice to play it. It's people's choice to do it. Like, I love Ultimate Team, but if I wanted, I could buy Madden or NHL. Like, I buy NHL every year, Steven, and I never play Ultimate Team in that game, and I still play it and have kind of a good time. But I don't play Ultimate Team in NHL at all, but I still buy it every year, and I still get plenty of hours out of it. So, like, it's not a mandatory part of the game. Unless you're an achievement hunter, then I guess.
Yeah, but if you're hunting achievements in an EA game, you're doing it wrong.
EA Sports game anyway, yeah.
Yeah, EA Sports, yeah.
Yeah, because good luck with that. But anyway, just to kind of wrap up that story, we're going to be having a Madden franchise, and then that'll be the last thing, like sports thing, I think we talk about today. Promise everybody. But we're going to have a Madden franchise in our community. We're going to be putting up the registration form for that here in the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested, watch for that and get signed up. We're going to do it alongside the NFL season. It's not going to be super crazy where it's like 3 games a week. It'll be like 1 game a week, and we'll kind of mirror the NFL season as we go through. So we look forward to having a lot of fun with that because this tournament that we've been doing has been kind of a hit with everybody. So, all right. Anything else on Ultimate Team, Steven, before we move on?
No, but I do second your thoughts on the tournament being really fun. And it's been more fun to actually watch you guys play than it was to like play my own games.
We were talking about last weekend. We were in party and we're watching your games and we're like, you know, it's actually more fun like watching them play and getting into those games than it is to actually play ourselves. And I made it easy on myself. Like I got kicked around in the first game. So I didn't have to worry about it. Steven, you went all the way to semifinals. So
yeah, and that means having to play the loser bracket game too. So
so anyway, early access. You had some thoughts on that, so I'm going to turn over to you to kind of introduce that a little bit and talk about, you know, some of the stuff you saw this week or were thinking about around early access.
Yeah, it's just been like it kind of popped into my head, right? And Sea of Thieves was really where it kicked off, but just some other games like early access has been like alive on Steam for a long time. Like I don't know when it started, but it feels like it's been around for forever. And I know people hate the idea of paying for an unfinished game, but there are people that just don't care. Like me, I will buy a game if it looks good or it looks like it has the potential to be fun. Not all the time, but like from people I trust. And I'll buy a game in early access and be able to play it until it comes out. And I'm like, oh, this game actually got like released. Like sometimes I'll play for 20 hours and then put it down. And then, the release comes out and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was ready. And that was Divinity Original Sin. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, I'm like, would some games be better suited having like an early access time? And Fallout 76 was a game I was thinking of. Because if that game came out in early access, it allowed like the community to shape the way the game was going. Because there's going to be people that are trolling stuff. So you allow the community to kind of shape how these interactions work and make more fun games. And that was kind of where I started my thought process behind. And so like my question to you is like, do you think we're ever going to see early access? I mean, we already have the preview program on Xbox. Do you ever think that's going to be a bigger thing? Because right now there's only like 10, 12 games in there. do you think there's going to be more going forward?
I think it should be. When you first brought this up, I was kind of like, but then you said Sea of Thieves. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because Sea of Thieves had how many betas and alphas? Like forever.
Yeah,
right?
like every weekend from like last November to the week it came out.
And they started off, they'd run it for like 3 hours at a time, and then it turned into like 24 hours, and then it was like all weekend or whatever. But they did that forever before the launch of the game. And I feel like if they had put it into like an early access type of thing, that, you know, they might have been able to learn more from it and make a better game. Or at least, I don't want to say better game, but like a more deep game that I think would keep people coming back more and more. Now, I do feel like that game in particular has learned quite a bit from their mistakes with the new content they've been rolling out, because it's been getting really good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But then the question is it too little too late? You know, like for players like you and me, if you don't hook us in the first like month, chances are we moved on to something else.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. But you know, you think about games like We Happy Few. We're going to talk about that as a new release pretty soon. And remember how excited we were to play that? Like we didn't even know each other back then, but like the thing came out, we were talking about it, and we kind of had the same opinions. Like, man, when you first start playing that game, it's so much fun. And to me, it had a very Bioshocky feel to it in the trailer and in just kind of the weirdness of it and stuff like that. And then you open the door and you go outside, and the whole thing was not fun anymore, right?
Yep, that is exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
To a T.
I feel like it being in early access, they were able to learn from that and make the adjustments necessary to make a good game. We hope. Like, we won't know until next week. But, because we haven't seen any early reviews or anything on it. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Would you like to see, what type of games would you like to see it for? Because I think, you know, multiplayer-based games, especially newer types of games, games like Fallout 76, where they've never really tried this before. I think that could be a really good way to get it right.
Yes. Like, Fallout was one I was thinking of. Destiny probably would have been well suited to be an early access title, and same with The Division. And it might have made some of their issues being able to be fixed before release. Because, like, I mean, the problem with early access is there are games that are in early access for, like, 10 years. There's that... I keep saying the wrong one when I'm talking about the Bethesda game. I think it's Star Citizen. It was a Kickstarter game. That thing's been in early access for, like, a good 8 years at this point. And it has no release coming out anytime soon. Was he the one now that got on stage and talked about his next game, like before he finished that one? It might have been.
And it was the guy who's talking about a game that's not a game. I don't remember if that was him or not, the same guy, but yeah, I remember the backlash there when like that happened was like, why don't you finish the first one?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I was like, Divinity Original Sin was a game I was thinking of. Like, I bought that game in early access a long time ago, the first one. And it was fun, but it was broken a little bit, and it was hard to understand where to go, and I set it down, and I'm like, I'll come back to it later. And I came back, and when it was complete, and I had a blast playing it. It was an amazing game. Mm-hmm. And the second one was awesome as well. I didn't buy it in early access. I bought it when it came out on the PC, but I did just buy it in the preview program on the Xbox. And the reason it's in preview is because they wanted to make sure the controls were right, because they even have like a character that wasn't in the original game, because I remember that, like, his name was like Bob the like collector or something like that, and it kind of sounds like Bob the Builder. But what he's like he asked you questions like, hey, like, did you know where you were going? Like, did the game do a good job at telling you like what to do next, or at least like kind of give you a hint at where to go? Did the controls work? And he would stop at like every few hours, like he'd come and ask you if you were getting comfortable, because they wanted an easier progression system. And I think that's amazing, because it kind of fixes problems. And I don't mind paying to be a playtester. I know some people are like opposed to that and like, I'm not buying an unfinished game, and that's great. You don't have to, but I don't mind going and being the playtester. I'll play a game that's maybe not fully polished, but play it early for games that I like, and I think it would suit certain games like Fallout really well. And I'm worried that they're not having that. And the beta, we talked about it before. I think the beta is going to be that type of thing where it's the early access, like see how player interaction works and maybe how to tweak that. But I don't know if they give themselves enough window to actually, fix it. Yeah.
Right. So we got clarification in our chat. It was Dean Hall, the DayZ creator, that did that. Now that you say that, yeah.
Well, that is another game that's not complete. It's on my list in my notes. That and PUBG. They're in early access for a little while, and PUBG just hit like completion on PC with their 1.0.
So 2 things on this, and I kind of see 2 sides of this, right? So from the Fallout 76 standpoint, okay, I don't see why they would do early access with it, because in early access you get the game for cheaper, right? You pay $30 to kind of help them be a playtester, right? And then when the full game launches, you get it. You don't have to pay anything additional. And that's a great deal for the player. But Bethesda knows they're going to sell like a crap ton of that game when they launch it, whether they do that or not.
Yes, and that's why Bethesda will not do it.
Yeah, they won't. And
they don't need to.
From a business standpoint, it doesn't make any sense for them to do that. From a quality standpoint, it does. But from a business standpoint, it doesn't. Now, here's where I think that more games should do it. And these are what I'm talking about, are like the Kickstarter games. Smaller teams doing stuff like that. If you put those games out in an early access format where you can get a ton of real-time feedback from players, I think that can really help. And you're running a Kickstarter for your game anyway, so you're already crowdfunding and doing a lot of stuff with the community from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it makes a ton of sense to do it. But as far as whether or not more games should, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, it's going to come down to a business decision from any game that's coming out from a big publisher. So you don't really see any early access games from big publishers. You just don't, because it's not a good business decision. So, but you'll see them from these smaller ones, and oftentimes it helps them make and deliver a better game. And I wish games like No Man's Sky had done that.
Yes, and I think like Steam was always known to have a really loose standards for like what games could go up in early access on their greenlight program and what couldn't. And I have a feeling Xbox has a much stricter set of standards, and that's why there's only 10 or 12. But I don't mind the practice at all. And I know we're not going to see Bethesda or Rockstar games on there, or like any Sony or Microsoft published games. But I do think some of these indie titles or smaller studios making AAA games would be well suited to doing it.
I agree.
And
go ahead.
And I was just going to say, like you mentioned, We Happy Few, like we bought that for what, $20, and now it's $50 coming out full release. So like if the game's good, I save $30 by buying it early. Yeah.
And I do want to mention before we move on to the next thing, like you talked about, games that need polish, and that's perfect for them. But on a side note, we don't have it on our list this week, but a game that apparently doesn't need more polish, or it doesn't need any major work yet, is Crackdown 3. It just needs a little bit of polish at this point, but they say they're basically done with the game. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I based on the stuff we saw at the E3 last year, or like, couple months ago and the year before, like I always felt like they kind of had like the full story. Maybe changed from last E3 to this E3, but after this E3, I can see that the game was done and it's just needing to be polished. And it's a lot of polish for sure.
Now I'm interested. I want to see, since they've said that now, I want to see how much of the game the media is able to get its hands on at Gamescom in a couple of weeks. Like if it's still just a vertical slice of that game, I'm really worried. But if they're able to get their hands on a good chunk of it, then that tells me that they're confident enough that this game is good. And they just have to polish up a few things before February.
I guess time will tell, but
yeah, I mean, we'll see. But anyway, to move on to our next story, I read this week, and man, this is one of those things where you just kind of question humanity a little. But apparently people are paying for Fortnite lessons for their kids and for themselves as parents. And see, what are the chances your parents would have ever gotten you video game lessons?
0, less than 0. They would have they would have called me an idiot for even asking.
I know. And so, but I get it from the standpoint of like, this has become such a cultural phenomenon, especially with kids, right? Like you work at a school, Steven.
Yeah.
And you see, you've had to ban the Fortnite dances, right?
I have, because I just don't want to do paperwork when a kid punches another kid, because, you know, he does the little take the L dance when he beats you, and that's piss poor sportsmanship. Like,
yep.
You're liable to get hit there.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was like, nope.
You know, so yeah, people are paying for lessons, and parents are saying, I'm paying for these lessons for my kid so they don't lose at the game. Like, because apparently, like, being really good at Fortnite equates to being popular in school now. So it's essentially like buying popularity, just like, you know, in the past, you make sure you have the newest phone and newest whatever and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. And
best clothes and whatever. Like, there was a time that unless you were dressed head to toe in Abercrombie, you weren't cool, you know, and it's just continued and gone on in different shapes, forms, whatever. Since then, now it's Fortnite, apparently. But parents have been getting lessons themselves because they're tired of their kids just kicking them around in the game left and right. So they want to get better. So they get lessons too. And I talked to somebody at work the other day, the person I've talked about on the show a couple times, where like where I said like she doesn't play video games, but she really likes Fortnite. She watches a ton of it on Twitch and stuff. And she actually said, man, if I could afford to get Fortnite lessons, I totally would. Like, why? Just like, it's a video game. Like, why not get your kids lessons to like go and play an actual sport outside?
Yup.
Or something like that. But I don't know. I'd love to hear what everybody in our community thinks about it. So, you know, leave your thoughts on Facebook or Discord, or, you know, send us an email, thegaminghubpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And is anybody out there, is there anybody in our community who's actually gotten Fortnite lessons? And if you have, let us know. And are they worth it? Like, and why'd you get it? Because I'm sure some people might have a good reason. Don't know.
Yeah, we just had someone in chat say they have $500,000 tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
but when kids, I bet you they're getting them for their young kids. I don't think a third grader is going to play in a $500,000 tournament.
No. So if you're like really close to being a pro player, like you're good, you're actually really good, you're just not quite at that level, then I could see it for that point of like the $500,000 tournaments. Sure. Like, help get you over the hump, maybe. That's an investment. But if you're paying for like your 6 or 7 year old to get lessons so they don't lose at the game because they get made fun of at school. And the people who were quoted in the article said they do it because they don't want their kids to get made fun of at school. It wasn't about the tournaments. But yeah, but somebody else just said, you know, it's totally okay to get a tutor. Why not, if it makes you happy? And I kind of agree with that. Like, if you know, everybody's got their thing, right? And not everybody has to do the same activities, you know, for fun. And if Fortnite's what makes you happy and that's what you want to do, then do that. But you can also get better at the game by just playing it a lot.
Yeah. No, and actually, I was thinking about this yesterday. You told me about the Madden dude who like had to like beg his parents to let him take a year off of college to compete for Madden, and he won $100,000. Yep. Like, even if I was that good at Madden, I don't think I'd have been able to convince them to let me do that. Like, so you know.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that would consider him the best Madden player in the world right now.
Yeah.
And if not, like, he'd be in the top 3 to 5. So
times have definitely changed from even when I was growing up, and I'm the youngest of of us.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and that's why I asked you, like, would your parents have ever gone for it? Because I know what the answer from mine would have been. But and I know Graham, like, we asked him the other day and he said the same thing. So yeah, I found that to be amazing. So I wanted to chat about it real quick and kind of get everybody's thoughts. So, tell us what you think. Let us know. I'm actually really curious to hear if anybody's gotten Fortnite lessons.
Or tutored someone in Fortnite. There you go. I'd like to know that too.
Good. Yep. And if you're that good that you're doing Fortnite lessons for us, talk to us about streaming on our Twitch channel. So, all right, Steven, I'll let you introduce Spyro Trilogy here.
Yeah, the last news topic came to me, and I saw something that said, actually, it didn't say that's what Spyro. It came out from the company that's released Spyro. Only the first game in the Spyro Trilogy is going to be on disc, and the other two you're going to have to download off the internet. And I personally hate this practice. I don't know if it's going to, if it'll automatically download when you put the disc in, or if you need a code. Because if you need a code, that kills used game sales, and you can have your thoughts on used game sales, and that's fine, but that'll kill that. But it sucks for those like Tyler that have data caps, and if they bought it on disc to, avoid having to download the full game,
yep. I'll be honest with you, if I was really torn on this game and I was like, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, this might sway me. It might be the deciding factor to make me say, no. Because oftentimes I'm pretty close to my data cap at the end of the month. So, this last time, I think I spent 98% of it in July. So I don't want to push it, if I don't have to. And games take the biggest chunk of that, because a lot of games are 50, 60 gigs to download. And then, I downloaded Madden on all of my Xboxes. So there's that too.
I don't know why you just didn't download it on one, put it on the external hard drive, and then moved it, copied in. Can you copy it? Actually, I don't know if you can copy it. Never mind.
I don't know, but even if you can, that requires unplugging and stuff where I can just push a button. Otherwise.
True. But you're the one with the data cap, so.
That's true. But yeah, so I don't know. But isn't the whole purpose of buying a game on disc, other than being able to trade it in? Isn't the whole purpose to just not have to download it? And what about people that just don't have good internet or don't have internet at all?
Well, I guess we know what game they're not going to be buying.
Yeah, we do.
And that's my recommendation. If you're right on the fence and you don't have the greatest internet, I wouldn't pick it up either. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right.
Well, let's wrap up news then and head into releases.
Now in stores.
And there's finally something to talk about, because Madden NFL 19 will eventually be able to be played by me someday. But officially on the 7th, on Tuesday, if you have the Hall of Fame edition, you can play it on Tuesday, August 7th. If not, if you have the Saturn edition, it's Friday, August 10th. So that comes out next week. Overcooked 2 is on the 7th as well. And We Happy Few on the Xbox on Friday, the 10th of August. So Games of Gold, you can get Death Squared through the 15th, Forza Horizon 2 all the way through the end of the month, and backwards compatible Dead Space 3 through the 15th. So, Steven, I know you're dying to go revisit that.
Oh, yes. That was so much fun.
It sounded like such a good idea at the time, didn't it?
It did sound like a good idea. Yeah. So, PlayStation-wise, we have also Madden 19 on the 7th or the 10th if you only have the regular edition. Overcooked 2 and H1Z1 Battle Royale on the 7th. And then for PS Plus games, you can get Mafia 3 and Dead by Daylight through the end of the month. And then for the Switch, since Graham is not here, I will be taking it over. On the 7th, you can get Dead Cells and Slamland. And then on the 9th, you can get Okami HD. And I swore that game was already on the Switch, but I guess not. It's one of the systems that hadn't made it to yet. But there you go.
All right, cool. And good lineup for the Nintendo Switch. So we've got about 12 minutes for questions, and let's see how many we can get in.
Fan mail.
All right, well, we were talking about, maybe playing in a tournament here. So Sandman asked a question. He said, if you could get paid to play one game for 6 months straight, what would it be?
Okay, so right now I'd say Madden, just because I really want to play Madden. And that would actually be a game that I would be really close to. But a game that I was super good at, like legit good, was the Tiger Woods Golf Series. In Tiger Woods 14, like I played alternate shot with somebody, and we were the number 1 and 2 ranked players in alternate shot on Xbox. Like our record was like 350 and like 26 or something stupid like that. So yeah, if I could get paid to play a game, like God, I wish people loved watching that on Twitch.
Well, like he didn't even specify you had to be good at it. Is there not? Is Tiger Woods the game you'd want to play 6 months straight, like
no,
every day?
Not. I mean, although I used to, but not anymore. They haven't made a good golf game, and EA doesn't even have PGA license anymore. But
that's true.
Yeah, we'll see what the golf club can do with that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I actually enjoy playing Madden. I don't know why I got away from it so early last year. I think it's just when I moved, I got away from it. I never got back in. But yeah, I don't know. Like Master Chief Collection, maybe games like that.
Yeah, 6 months straight is the part that takes me for a loop here. Because like a few years ago, Smite would have been my answer for sure. I played that game 6 months straight, nothing else. I can't think of a game I'd want to play for 6 months straight. Like that would sound awful to me. Can I say chess? Because chess is my answer.
NHL, Steven.
No, chess.
Because Graham would say NHL if he was here.
Yeah, well, Graham's not here. So chess is my answer.
All right.
We'll go with that.
What's up?
I'm counting it. All right. iPad just turned off. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. Piracy, a continuation from last week. Asks, what movie or movie series does everyone love that you don't?
I'm going to let you go first here, because then I'm going to yell at you. Go ahead.
Well, see, I can't think of one that... Oh, nope, got it. Terminator 2. There we go. I just remembered. Terminator 2 was not as good of a movie as I was led to believe.
Chat, please correct him on this. He thinks Terminator 2 is overrated.
It is.
And he thinks Linda Hamilton was awful in the movie.
Oh, she was not good.
And, yeah. So, yeah, in chat, no, I would not pick Zelda for the game I'd play for 6 months straight. My God. But, movie-wise, okay, let's see. Okay, so the movie that so many people loved, that, and I'm not the target demographic for it, so I'm going to have another answer that's a little better, but Titanic is horrifically bad. It's just hot garbage. And I don't understand. And the door was big enough for both. I don't get that either.
No. Mythbusters busted that myth.
I don't care.
The door might have been big enough for both, but buoyancy, nope.
Whatever.
The door would have sunk.
Okay.
I didn't say. Okay, all right. Clarifying chat here. I didn't say T2 was bad. Okay, I might have.
He's getting killed. Everybody listening right now, he's getting killed in chat.
Just to mess with Tyler. Terminator 2 wasn't bad. It's just overrated. Like I thought. All right, I watched it too late. The action was fine for what it was, but the story wasn't good. And like nowadays, you can't just have a good action movie with a bad story. Like I didn't think the story was anything special. That's so, you can send your hate to the Gaming Hub podcast at gmail.com. Steven with the V. Remember that from last week.
So, but the movie series that I'll say that I know a lot of people like, and I probably less so now, but Transformers. It's just for me.
I don't know if anyone likes that series though. Like
I know a lot of people though who are just like, oh, no, Transformers movie. They're so awesome, And
I like them because they're kind of fun, but I'm not going to be like, oh yes, that's my favorite series of all time. No, That's crazy.
So, and I will say, since Graham's not here, honorable mention to Lord of the Rings.
No, that's right, because he hates that series. My bad. It's what series you don't like, not one you do.
Yeah, Graham would say Lord of the Rings here. So
for sure.
But next week tune in because Steven will, talk about how Die Hard sucks and lots of other stuff.
Well, did you see that, Bruce Willis said it's not a Christmas movie, so now his opinion doesn't matter because Die Hard's absolutely a Christmas movie.
Mhm.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Terrible. All right, moving on.
All right.
Phantom asked, BioShock or Borderlands?
BioShock easily.
Borderlands easily. I knew what your answer would be, and that's why I asked this question. I love the Borderlands series. I just wish I had more people to play it with.
Well, we've established your taste already. Well, we can go back to the group that we had last time we played it.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, next question. Rumham, if you could hire any game studio to make your dream game, who do you choose and what's the game?
I'm going to go with Insomniac. I love the games that they make for the most part.
And what would you have them make?
Sunset Overdrive 2.
A Spider-Man game?
No. But the other studio would be Remedy. And I would have Remedy make an X-Files game because they could go very Alan Wakey with that. And probably have it be pretty damn good.
No. All right. Well, mine's Bethesda. And the game, it's easy. Harry Potter. Give me an open world Harry Potter RPG. For the love of God. Okay? I need that in my life. Mm-hmm. I haven't needed anything as much as I need that.
Okay.
That's what I want. That was an easy answer. Because I knew, as soon as I read the question, I knew my answer.
All right.
We're actually going to go to Twitch because there's a good Twitch question or a good question in Twitch from Mr. Met 2K4. Asks, do you play games better sober or after a few drinks?
That kind of depends on the game.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, for story games, I like playing them sober because then I remember the story. But like when I start drinking, I switch over to like my shooters or my sports games because they're a little more fun, being a little, having a couple brewskis or whatever. Mm-hmm. Even if after more than a couple, the quality of gameplay goes way, way down. Yeah. But that's kind of my answer.
Okay. Cool. Graham's just trash whenever he plays.
Yes. Oh, you guys should have watched his Drunk Souls.
Yeah.
Stream.
His Drunk Souls stream when he went and took a nap at like 5 PM. So Graham's watching this right now and he's like, I'm never going on vacation again. So anyway, what else we got? We got about 6 minutes.
All right. Let's see. Casey asked a question. He said, do you remember the first game you saved up money as a kid to buy?
Oh, man. No, I don't actually. I'm trying to think like.
Yeah, that's it's tough, right?
Like back then, I just played a lot of sports games. I wasn't that into shooters. Like the games that got me into shooters were like the Medal of Honor games on the PlayStation 1. And then Call of Duty 2 when the 360 came out. But so it was probably like a Madden or an NHL game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, mine probably was Left 4 Dead 2.
Okay.
I know that was late. Like that was like into my high school, like towards the end of high school. But when I was younger, I didn't really like save up money to buy games. I just kind of looked at the $20 games, looked at something fun, didn't read reviews or anything. I didn't even know reviews were a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And picked them up. And then I was like, okay, this game's fun. And like, or like, but Left 4 Dead 2 was the first game. Like I asked my dad to I was like, I'll wash and wax like both cars, for like $40. And I think I did. And I did that. And then I had 20 or I sold a couple games. And that was the first thing I can think of that I saved to buy.
Okay. Cool. What else we got?
All right. That's Nuka's question. Asks, what innovation in Halo Infinite would make you think it's the best Halo?
Battle Royale. No, I'm kidding.
Such a liar.
I know, I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I'm not one of the haters that hates like the aim down sights in Halo 5 and the running, the sprint. stuff like that. Like, I don't hate that stuff. I would, you know what I would say? Make the damn Warthog just a little easier to drive. Like, I know that's not a huge innovation, but I would like to see that. Even though I feel like everything we're seeing says that it's going back more to the feel of Halo 1. But I don't know. What about you?
That's a tough one. Make it like Reach. For at least multiplayer wise, I enjoyed Reach the most.
But you liked 5 though too, didn't you?
Yeah, but not as much as I liked Reach. I don't know what it was about it.
How'd you like Breakout?
Oh, that was fun if I had good people playing with me.
Huh.
Sorry. It's, you guys admit you're not the best shooters, and Breakout's more fun if you're at least competitive. Like going 0 for 5 every game, not as much fun.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I would say more, sort of inventive modes like that, which were a pretty big departure from what they've done in the past. Like that kind of thing would be cool. Just don't do Battle Royale, please.
They're going to do a Battle Royale. It's almost guaranteed. Especially if Call of Duty's Battle Royale succeeds. And Battlefield's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or whatever they're calling their Battle Royale.
Yeah. All right. So maybe one more?
All right. Garrett Lobig asks, what is your favorite boss fight of all time? It's a tough one.
It is. Like, final boss in Ninja Gaiden 2, maybe? Oh, you know what? No. It's my favorite and the most frustrating ever for me. But the final boss in the original Gears of War. Good Lord, is he hard to beat? He's so hard to beat, but it's so rewarding when you finally do. God, that was frustrating. But yeah. And then,
that was on the train, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I did at one point beat Gears of War 1.
Yeah. And an honorable mention to like Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So, but because that was really difficult too, and as a little kid, like that was pretty sweet to do that. But yeah, the final boss. I don't remember the character's name, but the main villain in Gears of War 1. Yep.
Ram, right? General Ram.
Yes.
All right.
Who has one of the most iconic scenes in like Xbox history, by the way, where he's like walking up behind the guy, the slow motion walk.
At the beginning of the game.
Yes. Like at the end of the first act or whatever. Yep.
I remember.
Yep.
Mine would have to be. It's tough. It is. Ornstein and Smo was awesome from Dark Souls 1. I think that's on the list of a lot of people's favorite bosses. And then from Kingdom Hearts 1, the Riku 2 fight, which also is my most hated boss fight. So it's weird that I love it and hate it so much. And I hated it more for the unskippable cutscene that came before it. That was like 10 minutes back, at least on the PS2 day. But the Riku 2 fight was insanely difficult. It ramped difficulty up, but it's really a fun fight once you get the strategy down. And it's in one of my favorite games, so that's why I really like it. So it's a tie between those two.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's all the time we have for questions, everybody. Thanks for sending them in. Keep sending them in every week, and if your questions are on the show, you'll be entered into our monthly giveaway, and which is picked during the last episode of every single month, just like Nick last week won a $25 PlayStation card just for sending in a question that was read on the show. So with that, we're going to get out of here, but I want to remind everybody real quick, please come join the community. We'll have registration for the Madden franchise up soon. We're also talking about doing some community plays for maybe like Halo 5 and maybe Rocket League, some stuff like that. So watch for that. Best way to find out all that information is to join the community either through the Gaming Hub forums on Facebook, on Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub, and for both those places, you can get our link to Discord, which is where we probably communicate the most and most consistently. So which by that, I mean throughout the day. But please take part in the community. Head on over to the xboxhub.com for all the latest and all your gaming news. And if you'd like to help support us, you can do that by subscribing on Twitch with either a free Twitch Prime sub or for as little as $5 a month. Or you can go over to Patreon, patreon.com/gaminghub. And if you become a patron there, you'll get time-exclusive content. We're doing another one tomorrow, Steven. And you'll get, if you go at the $5 up level, you'll get entry into a free $60 game for one lucky patron every single month. So with that, for Steven and Graham, who's not here, I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us for episode number 114. We'll be back next week with 116 because we're going to post what was our first Patreon exclusive episode on Tuesday for everybody as 115. So we'll be back next week with 116. Until everybody, have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.
Goodbye.